Oh, the chakras, wow. Well, sometime and most of the time, on medical grounds, we do not understand why we are sick. Sometime or most of the time, we do not know why we are unhappy, why we are depressed. Because we have ears, but we don't listen. We have eyes, we don't see. We have nose, we don't smell. We have tongue, we don't speak. And it's not something we should feel depressed after hearing it. It's a reality of our life. The brain is not trained to compute things faster at the speed. They say our brain use is only 3 to 5% maximum. Can you believe 95% brain going waste? Do you understand that? What a terrible loss. The sharpness with which we can think and understand is not there. The strength and depth with which we can commit is not there. We do not handle our life properly, and then we feel depressed. And our ego is so good when we listen to somebody as wise, it doesn't suit our emotions and our feelings. We don't want to hear it. It's a very funny thing. Once a woman wanted to marry somebody, and she asked me, no, I'm a spiritual man, I asked me, sir, what is your advice? I said, honey, you are getting married, he's getting married, but this whole thing is upside down. How come? I said, you told me to check it out, I have checked it out. 27 women he has already ruined on record. That is his record, that's his admission. Now what untold I do not know. What do you mean? I said, you will be 27th. Investigate it. Instead of investigating, she told him, doesn't matter what, I want to marry you. He came to ask me, sir, I told you something private. Why you told her? I said, no, I just quickened the marriage. Go ahead, marry her. His total subconscious style was exactly the same with that woman. Not an iota of difference. So our brain has values, have waves, but it has weather. Constant weather, tropical. Some brains have tropical weather. Some have North Pole weather. You see people, from their clothes you can understand how they look like and how they want to look like. Some people with no good clothes will look modest. Some will look flashy. Some will look showy. Some will look available, trendy. Some will look this way, some will look that way. And do you ever have asked this question, why? What is behind it? Behind is not a fashion. People find fashion for themselves because people want to express their subconscious in a conscious way. That is what goes on. There's a situation before coming here, I was stuck on the telephone and neither I could leave nor I could come, and I wanted to come 7:30, finish it and go ahead. The question was asked, why this guy is doing? I said, this guy has to do it. And I'm not feeling sad about it. He has no love of his father. He was never rich. He has nothing. Then I told the story. Story is, there was a rivulet in which boys were playing. In water, kids play in summer. They were playing. And Shiva and Parvati passed by and Parvati said, please stop. He said, what's wrong with you? He said, Lord, you are the Lord of the universe. Do you see downstairs what is happening? She said, what is happening? He said, look, that boy is born blind. And these kids are all eyes. And because they're blind, they are doing him so terrible jokes and he's drowning and they're picking at him and they're doing all, the guy is blind, he can't see it. Lord Shiva said, you think I do injustice? She said, no. He said, it's not injustice. He should not have eyes. He said, all right, let's go. She said, no way. Wrong. He may not have eyes, I agree, but he cannot be teased to that point. Lord Shiva said, Parvati, don't try to be a big mother. This guy doesn't deserve eyes. We didn't give him with a point of view that it is safe. The word is safe. She said, word is safe, the guy is not safe, he has no eyes, look what is going on, this is not fair. I'm going to give him the eyes. Say, well, honey, I can't tell you anything. Whatever you want to do, you always do, but it will be a mistake. She said, all right, let me commit one mistake. And she said, so be it. And there the guy's got two big bulky eyes. Saw everything 20/20. He looked around. He said, you guys teased me? He said, no. He said, I'll tease you all. He grabbed 4 of them, put them under feet, grabbed 4 of them, put them in hand and drunk them all. In 20 minutes there were 8 dead bodies in that stream. And Lord Shiva said to Parvati, hello, look around. They were only teasing. But look what he did. There are 8 kids dead. She said, okay. She took away the eyes and make those 8 to swim again. Realized the mistake is not good to cross the husband right on the spot. But basically, what I'm explaining to you is these stories are there to let you know how people who are poor should be poor. When they become rich, they create a havoc. Because money is not anything but is energy. It is money is what money does. Money cannot have a direction. Direction is a man. If money comes in the hand of a negative man, he will not let the whole neighborhood in peace. You have seen those Western movies. The guy moved in a valley, is a very peaceful, loving, beautiful, darling valley. Everybody knows everybody, everybody's barters with everybody, everybody protects everybody, and this guy starts buying things and getting people out, and finally he wants a big development, and after a while the valley is all gone and dead. You know that? And you know one thing very common, when the stocks and sheep people were fighting all the way and running for the grazing grounds, and power is not very peaceful if not directed right. And people do not have a capacity for a powerful solution. The greatest power which you all suffer with these 2 days is a mirage of love. I am convinced after 18 years living in the United States that the Western world doesn't know what the word love means. For them, it's an emotional bait to dream a situation. Because I don't want to blame you, because you do not have a sister's love. You only have a man love and a woman love. There's no brother and sister love here. There is a relationship. You have a relationship of a sister and a brother. You don't have a love of a sister and a brother. It doesn't have any strength. It's just kind of a shallow thing. You do not have a love of an aunt and an uncle. But somewhere there are examples where aunt and uncle have proven better than the parents. You do not have the security of the grandparents, though the affection is there. But everything is in one's way. It is not a comprehensive, flexible situation which can flow and adjust itself to bring peace. So there's a tremendous amount of lacking experience in the subconscious, hidden there as a pain. It's not something we like or we won't like. We do a lot of things because we are hurt. And we develop a subconscious shield to protect ourselves from the hurt. So we have a character, let me hurt the person first before he hurts me. I was asking a woman, I said, honey, do you know your husband is not these days acting right? She said, I'd like to talk to you, sir, for a while, but I have a situation to take care of it. I have to go and bring my child from the school. I said, thank you. Met her and away, I didn't have a time to see. It was a lucky coincidence we met. Then I looked at it. Why should I talk to her? It is very important for her to go and pick up a child from school. She doesn't know that her husband is screwing up the whole world and there's not going to be marriage very soon. For her it is not important. Why should it be important for me? Why go out of the way to tell her, watch your own home, take care of your home front? It is just the story I remember. A watchman came and told the owner of the house, sir, can I go in the house and check up? He said, what's wrong with you? We are going to a party. He said, I do not know. I heard some wall knock. I think somebody is making a hole in the wall and entering your house. It may be a thief. He said, shut up, no thief. Don't bother our party. All right, if there is a theft, you are not too responsible. Walked away. When came back, they had to sleep on the floor without sheets. There was nothing left. Thieves had a party too. Coincident in our life, an accident in life, is sometime that we do not have our weather in our brain. Tropical, rain, heat, wonderful, relaxing, laziness. And what we need to do and compute is very high priority fastness. We can afford it. There are waves in our brain. Somebody's mother has not loved the person. Now everybody in the world is being beaten up for that. It's totally ridiculous. You can find classical examples of show-offs. I was telling somebody, I said, thanks to, these are not diamonds, but if somebody at night kill you for these diamonds, I do not know. What are those stones called? No, rhinestones? What is this new thing, new fad these days? No. Rhinestone. Shoes filled with rhinestone, pants are rhinestone, blouse rhinestone. I think whatever that thing they call the wear under, that might be a rhinestone. I don't know what's going on. And do you know, once you wear a dress and look in a mirror, you walk the whole day, you never look at your dress? So who's selling the rhinestones? And who's buying it? Subconscious. So in your activities, there's a root to it. For every conscious act, there's a subconscious phenomena. For every subconscious phenomena, there's an unconscious reality. That's how it works. So if you do not have touch with that unconscious reality, doesn't matter which PhD you are never going to find your subconscious phenomena. And if you do not have intelligence to bisect the subconscious phenomena, you will never find your conscious activities. Why you do it? And that is where the mishap normally happens. Now this is a dharma. Everybody has a place. Do you know some people who are introduced to dharma, they are not here, and those who are introduced are the leaders of this dharma? Do you know in this dharma there were people who were the leaders, they are not there, but their ordinary student who they thought are just so are still continuing. Because we do not have a high intelligence capacity to relate in our life to our inner being. We have everything to put rhinestones. If we cannot afford rhinestone, we can afford diamonds. We want to show our outer richness. You know where the problem is? What I'm talking to you tonight? The problem is when you show outer richness and not worried about your inner poverty. When you show your outer fulfillness and you have shallowness and emptiness in you. And when in and out are not together, what is together? Are you living in a human body or a haunted house? Outside you present you as somebody else, and inside your ghost is something else. How people will love you? They won't. In the Western world, love is when things are done according to your taste. I know. I'm not blaming you. That's the way you have earned it. But that's not what love is. Love is when you have a deep understanding, and when you are convinced somebody is wrong, you still have a compassion to not make it feel that person. That's what love is. Because love makes you an experience of oneself within oneself to the entire universe. That's what love is. Love is not what you feel. I have explained to you so many times that for God's sake, just understand what love is. Love is not what you want. Love is not what you don't want. Love is when you want and don't want, you don't want to hurt anybody. Your kindness and compassion has no limit. The problem is, What you want outside, you cannot get inside. Because there is nothing inside. Some people develop their inside, they go to the mountains, isolate themselves. They are very happy with their inside. They enjoy their inside. They are always in ecstasy. Does anybody get benefit out of it? No. Once I had a very terrible trouble with somebody, very religious man. He was on silence. Wanted to see me. Neither I could say no, nor I could say yes. I said, okay, let me see him. He came. He has a slate hanging in his neck. He wrote on that and wanted me to write an answer. I told him, I don't want to do this first standard exercise. Why should I write the answer? Why can't you talk? If you play dumb, then be dumb. That's it. Then don't ask questions, don't get an answer, have fun. I looked at you, you look at me. If you don't want to talk, fine. You should not even see. Close your eyes and put lead in your ears. That's it. And stitch your mouth. How can I eat? I said, doctor can put in his stomach a pipe. You don't like me? I said, no. I curse you. You are the most stupid holy man. Why you say that? I said, because God gave you a gift to talk. Nadam sara somta sohang. The word is the expression of God, and it is the expression of the unknown infinite. I say, what are you talking about? You can't even talk? What a discourtesy. You write on this slide, I read it, I write the answer on slide. What is this game? I took a vow. I said, before whom? Before my teacher. I said, stupid is the teacher and blind is the student. That's not vow. Teacher can put you on a silent. Then be silent. Don't hang on with a slide. Then be somewhere, sit down and just don't talk. But I have to live. I said, ask your teacher. Anna Guru, Dub Moye Chele. Blind teacher, all students get drowned. Because the blind Guru took them into the very powerful Solan river. Everybody washed off. So don't follow people. Don't follow philosophies. Don't follow your spiritual teacher if your spirit is not with him. Leave him at home. What is the idea of following a spiritual teacher if you do not have the spirit to understand what he's saying? You have the right to ask questions. You have the verify yourself. You have the intelligence and consciousness. But what is the idea to talk and listen and not do? But you are not at fault. You don't listen to yourself. How can you listen to your spiritual teacher? You don't listen to your own soul. That little voice. You know, these are very funny days. I'm grounded now, it's fine, I'm not well, I'm not supposed to do this, supposed to do the fine. But I move around relaxed, and now because I go to hospital, doctor to doctor, in between I see the word, which I never used to see. I used to go to work, come back, work, you know, all channeled. Now it's some time to look around. And I look at myself, and look at these people. All I see is all of you has one very strong point, extremely strong, that you are 3/4 of the way committed. I do see sometimes people turban off and pant, you can even see through pants, I see once a while, it's not everyday affair, but I do see funny people. And I see funny people all the day. I look funny to most of the people myself, so I know what funny looking is, so there's no problem. But the question is conscience. Question is not what you wear. Question is not what you eat. Question is not what you talk. Question is when you look for who you want to look. That's the question. Soi Raniya jo khasme paniya. Those are the queens who was the beloved of their lovers. Those are the queens, Soi Raniya, jo khasme paniya, who was, Pana means who was in absolute melody with their master. If you dress up with a mink coat and with a straw hat, on with a jeweled belt and all that, and you want to go to a dinner with me, I do not know which restaurant I can take you, except to Taco Bell. Well, naturally, my situation will be that this queen of Hollywood met me on the road, and a holy man, I'm supposed to feed her, and the most open place is the Taco Bell. And she can have taco 99 cents, and she can go in her Rolls Royce wherever she wants to go, and I'll walk back home. There is no communication. Communication is not what you say. Communication is what you represent. Communication is not what you represent, how you represent, what form you represent, what is the purpose behind, and what is the strength behind it. Because you got married and you got the license from the county, you are husband and wife, that's not true. That license is just a documentation. Because you love somebody and somebody loves you, that's not the love. If there's no understanding, infinite understanding. If there's not an infinite commitment, there's no marriage. If there's no infinite understanding, there's no love. Gurbani कहती है, गुरु तेग बहादुर बोलिया, गुरु शब्दी ये मन होड़िए, बाहें जिन्ना दी पकड़िए, सर दीजे बाहें न छोड़िए. Guru Tegh Bahadur said so. Thus speak the Guru Tegh Bahadur. If you hold the hand of somebody, let the head roll, not let the hand go. If the mind has gone berserk or bewildered, or it's not together, with Guru's words you can hold it. Why Guru words? Because Guru words speak above you and speaks to you a universal truth. Somebody was one day asking him a question, "Sir, how you deal with the person so and so?" I said, "What is the problem?" "Oh, that person was very mad at you." I said, "Yeah." I said, "You saw it?" "Yeah." I said, "I saw it. I dealt with it. What's the problem? Your problem. But how?" I said, "That person has no other place to go but to be mad at me. So not only that person is mad at me because that person is mad at me, but that person is mad on the tree, therefore is mad at me. That person is mad on the electricity, that's mad on me. If the person gets mad on the meter maid, then it's mad on me. Don't worry about it. I say, how come meter maid? I said, somebody gave $28 ticket for wrong parking and I got half an hour lecture. As I am the councilman, I pass the law. And I wanted to pay $28. There was no to that. I say, I won't pay. Then why this stupid, this thing? I don't know that on Tuesday or whatever the day was, I'm not supposed to park this way. Now tell me, what you can do about it? Because stupidity is, when you come to the road, you don't read any sign. Signs are silent. Not reading that signs, silent signs shall cost you $28. You know what I'm saying? There are silent signs in the word. If you don't read them, they may cost you your life. And one of the most silent signs is, do no wrong to anybody through your tongue. Smiles can win the words, and frowns can lose it. Always be very nice. The greatest seva is not to give somebody food. Greatest seva is not to give somebody money. Greatest seva is not to love somebody. Greatest seva is not to help somebody. Greatest seva is to give somebody the understanding. Greatest sharing is to share your understanding with somebody. This word of ours is the most beautiful phenomena. And every brain, every shashra has a weather. Some are cold like North Pole, some are tropicals, and some are just like equator. But within those weathers, you may not fit in the places. Think of a man who has a brain weather that of a North Pole, and he lives in Sri Lanka. And think of a man who has a brain weather of Sri Lanka, lives in northern Canada. That's why most people are not very careful about their appointments. Most people are not very careful about their life. Some people are so careful for the appointment, they can kill a person actually for missing an appointment. So it works both ways. Because mostly people have very less capacity developed in their brain to adjust to normalcy. There are some people who are negative. You touch them, you deal with them, you love them. Whenever their time will come, they will ruin you. That's their satisfaction. They are ex-vengers of the society. They prey on the dead. If they cannot prey on the dead, they bring the circumstances which will kill you. And then they will enjoy it. They are behind destruction. They can't do all things themselves. They bring everything in the society possible to kill you. Kill your happiness. In the 60s, you might be remembering, we used to call them psychic sharks. These are people who come and talk to you, have lunch with you. By the time they leave, you are almost eaten up. Lunch you eat or not, but you are gone. Because they put such a stupid guilt and insecure impression on you, when they leave, there's nothing left. Now how can you have these people in society? How can you deal with such kind of people? There's nothing left. They talk stupid, they talk angry, they talk false, they talk tall, they talk things which you do not even understand what's going on. Life is a reality. It has understanding. That's what Guru says, Suraj eko rut anek. There's one sun and there are many, many, many weathers. The brain, the sashra, the seventh chakra is a sun of the man, human. And the brain has many, many weathers. The moon of the brain has many, many waves. People have to learn many, many values. And they have to evaluate themselves. I am tonight trying to reach your being with a very one simple word. Answer to your problems are not many, but there are many problems you have got. Answer to your problem is a simple thing. Talk, listen, see, speak. Speak, talk. There are two things. Talk is to answer. Speak is when you initiate. All meditatingly. To share understanding. To share your oneness. Don't treat other people as shallow. Don't try to control and manipulate other people. There's a lot of pain in even helping people. Controlling is impossible. Develop with people not loving relationship. Develop with people understanding. Person may refuse 100 times to understand you, but if you understand yourself, continue on your path. Somebody will reach and make up unto you. People do go berserk. People do go insane. Just remember, only friends have the right to become your enemies. Look into the human history. You will never find an enemy who was never your friend. If you want no enemy, have no friend. Can you do that? But if you want friends, you will have enemies. Because an angry friend is called enemy in English. Friends give the energy, tributes to give you strength. Enemy takes it away. Life is a simple give and take. But if you take a compassionate look and be kind to yourself and deal with people with understanding rather than with your commotional love and emotional feelings and affections and gifts and then sending people stinking letters, all that doesn't make any sense. Just remember, this life has one principle only. Live and let live. If you totally worship it from the very heart of you, you will find peace in yourself. And then you can share that peace because it will be in abundance to all the people in the world. I'm not worried what happens to you today. I'm not upset what happened yesterday. I'm not concerned also what happens tomorrow. All I'm concerned is when you will learn to develop understanding and sharing with it. We are trying to understand today through a simple sadhana. Not long, it's a hard one. This is the Saturn finger. Make a lock and make this hand 60 degree. 3 fingers up, and same way do this. Put it in 60 angle. Just sit straight. Don't worry about it, what you're doing. By your own right. If I do wrong, don't worry, but you do right. Correct. This hand's open like this, backward. This open upwards. This hand is backward open, here. And this is like this, and here you are. Saturn finger on both, touched Shani Mudra. That you know, 3 fingers, some finger will be like this, some not straight, but try to make them straight and stretch it out like this. Correct? Now close your eyes and take a long breath in 4 strokes. And let it go. Go ahead. Take the maximum breath in 4 strokes. One, 2, 3, 4. Let it go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then let it go. Like that. By the 4th, your chest should be full of the air. Do it honestly. This is a Kundalini yoga. You want to rouse your Kundalini, give you all the energy, and you can do even exercise for 5 minutes. What do you think is going on? Inhale deep. Change your hand. And now do breath of fire, please. Put some good tape. If you know what is a breath of fire, you know what it can do for you, please do it. Inhale, put your hand in your lap, left over right, put your spine straight. and deeply meditate. Inhale deep, relax. Let us sing happy birthday to Shanti Shanti Kaur. Is today May 27th? Right? 1987? She didn't write how many year old she is, but it's okay. That's secret ladies like to keep. But somehow, let us all sing. Now treat will be served to you after the class. You deserve it. May the long sunshine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. May the long-term sunshine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Blessed are those who bring to peace to the unpeaceful environments. They cause peace to those who need it. Serve it, share it, advance it, work for it. Peace and tranquility, grace and divinity may all come to those in prosperity and happiness, health, those who believe in the balance of tranquility of God's peace. Satnam. Thank you.